Welcome to Brewed in Monmouth, the real estate tea with Kate and Doreen. We're here to talk homes, hometown gems, and real conversations with the entrepreneurs and locals who keep Monmouth County buzzing. I'm Kate, and as always,
I'm Doreen. Each week, we're bringing you the voices behind the businesses, the stories behind the sales, and the tea you need to hear. So grab your favorite drink, and let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brewed in Monmouth, the real estate tea with Kate and Doreen. Today, we are thrilled to have Tara with us from Taylor Home Designs. She is a very well-known, very sought-after stager in our business, and she's going to talk to us today about how important it is to stage your house. As real estate agents, we know how important it is, but the homeowners don't always see the value in it.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So when you're staging, you're getting your home ready to list, you want to highlight the best features of the home and downplay anything that you don't want people to see, right? And staging will do that. When you're talking about an occupied home, which I think are the most challenging, occupied homes, people have to live. You walk in, you feel like you're disrupting their lives, but yet you want to do what's best for them. So in their best interest, we come in and we upset every room and we tell them to depersonalize every inch of the space. Take away family photos, put away all those little trinkets, whatever your kids made you, everything on the refrigerator, all that kind of stuff that we love to have around us because they mean something. Nobody wants to see it. They don't look good. You know they don't look good when you're flipping through photos in a listing.
Right, it's a distraction.
It's a distraction. People's eyes go to the things instead of the room. You want to highlight the room. And so in doing this, we're bringing value to the homeowner, even though it's an inconvenience. And for vacant, you know, when you walk into a vacant home, it just feels unloved. I think as women, we shop with our emotions, right? And when you walk in and it's just empty, it just feels like somebody didn't love this, can I? But when there are things there, furnishings there, it gives them just a sense of what it could be.
not just that, I think people sometimes, this is going to sound negative, I don't mean it that way, but it's a lack of imagination. Like, if people are visual, but yet they can't really put things in a space, you know, they need help that way. So when you come in and the house looks like everything is purposely curated for the space, of course you're going to want to be there. And
I have a statistic that says only a mere 10% of home buyers can actually visualize the potential of a home. Within 15 seconds, a home buyer will develop an attitude towards the house.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Do you also
15
fix smells
seconds.
as well?
Fix smells?
Yeah.
I do my best. I do have like a whole little arsenal of plugins and everything, but you know, masking smells is hard. But I always tell people, if I get to meet with the homeowner living in the home like a good month before they're ready to list, which is usually advised, I tell them, stop cooking stinky things. No more fish.
Yeah.
You know, no more curry. Like, you have to stop and hopefully purge the house of those strong smelling things.
Because that also, I think, really makes a relationship with the buyers right away.
Yes, for sure. And a vacant home, even though there could be nothing wrong with it, a vacant home will start to have a smell, a weird smell, just because it's not being lived in. It's stagnant.
Yeah,
that's right. And so that's important, just bringing things in, Febreze the pillows, and just having those furnishings in there do change even just the smell of a vacant space.
And I think what you touched on a little earlier was the decluttering part. We have so much stuff that when you ask the homeowners to do it, they do it, and they could have, put a whole dumpster of stuff away. And I walk in and I'm like, wow.
It's not enough.
You could probably use another dumpster.
Yeah.
Or two, or whatever, right? Donations. I don't really mean it has to go in a dumpster, but people do have a lot of stuff. And one of the things I learned too is the diplomas up on the wall. Wow. They went to Princeton and they're now a doctor at wherever, right? Like, it's like, maybe we can lowball them. They don't really need the money, Like, you have no idea what goes through buyers' heads sometimes, but they're pulling a story together. It might be their own story, no truth to it whatsoever, but it's their story they're telling themselves about everything that they're picking up, consciously or subconsciously in the house.
Right. Another big one, tell me if you guys have run into this, sports memorabilia.
Oh, yeah.
Guys do not like to pack this away. They don't want to be told that. They're going to say, this is going to help sell the house, right? But it's also going to do that.
Yes.
Someone's going to price it out in their mind.
Or they're
and
going to say, oh, they're Ranger fans?
That's
You
right.
get that.
Yeah.
You get that.
That is so true. So no, take down your sports memorabilia. I mean, it's fun while you're using it. We don't
You have
want to
to
market it.
disconnect yourself from the
That's
house.
right.
Like
That's
once
right.
you
That's
decide
right.
to sell, you have to say, okay, this is a commodity now. It's no longer our home.
We're neutralizing
Yes.
it, really. You know, we want it to still feel loved. We want it to still feel special, but neutralized.
The one thing that's hard for people, I think, in generations past, I don't think it was like this. There was a market for secondhand furniture. There was a market for things like this. All these pieces that people have collected over their lifetime, especially if someone's been living there for a long time, like our mutual client, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear that it's just not worth anything.
Nobody wants it.
And it's not, I don't even think it's about the money. It's just about, like, yeah, even some donations they won't take. So.
Well, the previous generation was not a generation of waste like ours, and the upcoming generations just waste. Everything is disposable. And now we've got solid, good furniture that nobody wants.
Nobody wants.
And nobody wants to remove it.
No, you can't even
Nobody
you
wants
can't
to
even
move
pick it
it.
up
Nobody-
as opposed to like the furniture you could throw
Right.
around, you know, that's so cheap
Right.
and disposable furniture.
I had to watch one of my clients have her beautiful, huge wood entertainment center chopped up in her house and then put in the giant dumpster because they couldn't even get it out the door. So furnishings are big.
I once had a house where they had, I swear, I think it was every single National Geographic from day one filed in the whole wall in the basement. And there's nothing he could do with them. He really thought they were going to be valuable and all this other stuff. Zero.
Library, donation, nobody wanted it.
Nobody wants it.
Oh, that kills me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hard to watch the stuff
especially
go.
when it meant something to you, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So the real advantage to staging that I tell sellers, because I always, like, if I can, I always stage the house when I'm listing it, is that the pictures look so much better because your furniture is optimized for pictures and photos, not to sit in. So how do you pick things? Like, how do you know when you're on Wayfair and things like that?
So it's kind of a process. Like, I'm not just like, I need some new furniture, you know, and then I go on Wayfair and buy it. I will wait until I have a need and pray it comes in time because I like to get a little something special for each staging, something specifically for that home. So after I go into the home, that's why I like as much notice as possible because I really like to prepare and handpick certain things. And then I go on to IKEA, Wayfair, wherever, and I get those little specific things for that home. So I have a very, eclectic mix. It's pretty transitional, which most homes you have to bring transitional pieces because we're not selling to one buyer, one taste. We're appealing to the masses here. So we want to stretch across all the tastes. And if a home's very, very traditional, we're not just going to when you live in it, that's how you're going to style your home, right? To match everything, to match traditional. But when a home is very traditional and we're in more of a modern kind of a market, we want to just make it transitional so you get a flair of what it could be while still being true to the space. You know, we're not going to stick something in the middle of the room that just doesn't go. But yeah, mixing and
needs to be a
matching
little
the pieces.
cohesive.
It does. I have to always bring the cohesion wherever I go because even brand new homes, brand new builds are not designed cohesively. So I have to get very creative and trying to make it like, all right, this was done with intention so that the buyer feels like there's not a mistake here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. You
that's
might have like a
challenge.
brass chandelier here, but then a black one in another room. And how do you?
And the brass and the black is fine, but when you're talking like you've got something very delicate and ornate and, almost antique-y looking, and then you've got modern farmhouse, like a stone's throw away, you're like, we got to blend these together and sort of marry these two styles together. And I mean, it's fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. And that's when I sit and I buy those pieces. I'm like, I'm going to need the perfect piece. So I really kind of just don't blanket buy. I wait until I have a need. But again, the time restraints and the stress, that's where it comes in. The time is probably my biggest hiccup in this business. My biggest stressor, I would say, is just dealing with all the logistics. Yeah.
of when to set it up.
Like
then
the
have
timing of when the house is going to be ready, when am I going to have available movers, and is the furniture coming in time? This one's getting picked up the same day. It's just like sometimes things just all happen at once. Sometimes it goes
that's
perfectly
life. Yeah.
and smoothly, and then there are times where I'm like, I'm going to be there at midnight.
I mean, also, a lot of times sellers, you'll talk to them for 2 years and then they'll be like, we want to sell the house and we want it under contract 2 days ago.
Right. Right.
And it's difficult.
Most definitely.
And those ones also can benefit from staging probably the most as well.
Yeah. I wish there was something that we could get across to sellers in that they don't want to spend any money when they're selling their home, right? But if you just spent a little bit and painted, even just paint
Paint's money in a
the
can.
neutral
Oh,
colors.
man, yeah, it's money in a can for sure.
It's like, for real. What are my statistics here? Sellers invest less than 1% in staging services and things like paint for approximately a $1,000 return, 1,000% return on your investment.
Wow.
So, like, it's a no-brainer.
It is.
If you spend $2,000 and it gets you another $25,000, like, that's, yeah.
I had a listing in Long Branch. It was beautiful. It was on the water. I still am friendly with the sellers. They won't care me talking about it. We couldn't figure out why they didn't like it. Like, they were piano players, and it was a little clunky in the space. Like, it took up a lot of space. They ended up moving out. They purchased their home. They moved out of state. We staged it. We got like 4 offers in one weekend. It had been on the market for like 6 months too. It was like really dragging. That is how much staging really makes a difference. And they had done everything else. They'd painted things white and stuff like that. But it's still, you needed that anonymity, I think, because the home was about them, which is how everyone's home should be. But
Of course.
there really wasn't anywhere to put anything because it was a townhouse. It did make that big of a difference. And after that, I just decided to stage for.
Because they
Almost every
have to
listing.
understand that the only way they're going to get top dollar is by getting the most amount of people in the house. What's the first thing buyers see? The photos, right? I know the address and the price too, but they're looking at the photos online, and they're either going to be compelled to make that appointment or wait and see how it goes. So
I saw a statistic. It's 7 seconds.
7
7
seconds.
seconds is all, whether they're going to call you or not. Call their broker to see if they want to see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's where you need to grab them. And then once you get them in the house, it's up to them and their agent. They either love it or they don't, but at least you got them there.
Yeah.
And that's the opportunity.
The most impressive photos, outshine the competition, get them to the house. Shopping online is where they all start. We know that. But you want to get them there. The more people you get there, the more interest. It drives the price up. And you don't have to overprice a home. You can price it correctly and then let the buyers do the rest.
Right. Let the market put it where it is.
Right.
So one of the great things, especially for our real estate friends who are listening, with Tara, you have an eye too to declutter the small spaces, like the open shelving in an island, or the shelving through a glass cabinet in the kitchen or something like that, right? Like sometimes just bringing a lot of that down, maybe taking half the books off of the living room. What do they even call them anymore? Like the shelving in the living room, right? The it's not an armoire.
The built-ins?
It could be a built-in, or it could just be a piece of furniture.
Okay.
Just like lightening that load.
And balancing.
Yeah.
Balancing. I think when we live in a space, we don't think about balancing.
Yeah.
We just put it where it needs to be. It's going to fit here. This is where I'm going to use it. This is where I want to grab it. And that's where it stays.
Yeah.
But in photos, you want everything balanced. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's first impression.
You almost want nothing on those shelves.
Sometimes you
Right.
want nothing.
Just
yeah.
like sometimes
just
it's
a
just
little.
a couple of little things, just so that you know that it's there, but you're not focused on it.
That's right.
Yeah. And Tara's really great with like the small things like that, as well as, a whole home overhaul.
How many rooms do you recommend staging?
I usually recommend the main living areas, a living, a dining, the kitchen, and a master is usually what I focus on. Now, some homes have a really great family room that they want to throw in as well. Or if it's, a dining room separate from the kitchen, then you do both. If it's a big eat-in, they'll want to do both. But usually 3 to 4, depending on the space. I really highlight the space's need. And I always give the seller an opportunity to choose. we want to do it all. We want to do, a little bit.
Do you do outdoor spaces too?
I try not to. I
Okay.
do. I have.
You have for me.
But it's really like a disposable situation. It's like the furniture is almost no good to me after one staging because of the weather. There's nobody there bringing it in and out.
The cushions, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the cushions fly away, blow away. They get
yeah.
stained. They get mildewy from just being in the rain. And then if it's not sunshine and it's in the shade, then they just get funky. So I try not to. I will for my better clients. But I don't usually advise it.
Yeah, that's a good point. The weather.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people ask. Are you going to bring potted plants? I'm like, if you're going to come and water them, I'll bring you potted plants if you will water them every day. But you don't want dead plants on the porch.
Right,
That's the
right,
last thing.
right.
No. And some plastic greenery is always good too. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. It goes a long way.
it sure does. And even outside in the summer, it just depends on the
As
time
long
of year.
as it doesn't blow over.
This is difficult this time of year. Like it's just so tough outside. Even for people who want to get ready now and take their pictures. It's going to be winter, but not this.
My
kind of weather.
eyes actually hurt from the reflection of the sun, on the snow. When you're skiing, I usually have my goggles on, right?
Yeah.
But now I just feel like my eyes, it's so strong. But it'll go away soon. But so Tara, tell us a little bit more about what you can do or some advice for some sellers.
So it's depersonalizing. That's my main thing. So I always, I love to see people's styles. Like I am not an interior design bully. I'm not a dictator. I love to play off of people's personal styles and try to stay true to that, but guide them into a place where it's going to be not too much. We want just enough, but not too much. And occupied staging, I always tell people, buy the bins, the plastic bins, they go under whatever you need for the day. You put the bin on the counter, and then when you don't, you slide it under. You're going to pack up all your extra pots and pans and things that you're not using. You're not hosting Thanksgiving right now. All that stuff gets packed away. You keep what you need. So that creates so much room underneath your cabinets. Now you can just take everything that's on top and just tuck it away. So when you have showings or you're leaving for the day, if you don't have to worry about, I didn't prep my house. My house isn't ready. I can't accept this showing. No, your house is going to be ready because you're going to keep everything in a little caddy and you're going to tuck it, your toothbrush in your bathroom, like everything. It's just going under. And now you have clean countertops, bathroom, kitchen, bedrooms.
Yeah, right. Empty
Those
out
are harder
the
spaces. But yeah, if you're
garbage
selling in
pails.
this season, all your summer clothes are packed, right? So now you have extra room where you can just tuck your things, your everyday things.
Right, you're selling, and your
That's
house
it.
will sell. So
Act
just
like
start
you're selling.
packing it now.
I always, what if it doesn't sell? I'm like, your house is going to sell. If you're letting us do this, your house is going to sell. Pack like you're moving. I don't have anywhere to go. Doesn't matter if you have anywhere to go yet. You're going to find somewhere to go. We're not leaving you homeless, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't have anywhere. Pack your stuff. You're asking for your house to be sold. Act like you're moving.
Absolutely. It makes a
Pack it
big
out.
difference.
Yeah.
And then doing that and having a system makes it easier and less overwhelming for the seller as well.
For sure, because you have a new routine. Up, down, in. That's it.
And the kids can follow. The husband can follow.
It's
hopefully.
wonderful when everybody makes their beds every day.
Yeah.
They start, I wish I can live in my house like this all the time. It's really funny.
Yeah.
They're like, we love it. We've never loved our house so much. Maybe we don't want to sell it.
Right. How many times do you
Then
hear that?
you go bingo. I hear it all the time. Then I'm like, bingo.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. And everybody
I
else
crack
is
up
gonna
when
think,
everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, we love our house. I don't think we really want to sell anymore."
Right.
I'm like, "Yes, you do.
You do.
But enjoy it for the moment."
That's right. Enjoy it for now because when you move, you're going to clutter up the other one.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you accumulate, though. And then another Amazon package comes. I don't even remember ordering. So
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it, too. And besides advice for sellers, when you're working with buyers, I think a stage home shows that the seller is really serious about selling.
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
I had a phenomenal seller this past summer who completely understood the value, saw the numbers, the potential of what his home could bring if all of these things were done. And that was paint, flooring. Like he went all out,
Wow.
fixing the little knob that's been broken for
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
all the things, the grout. He went all out. It was a beautiful home. And he did. He got, much more
Wow,
than
good
the
for
other
him.
homes in the area. And we did the whole entire house. It was 3 floors, the basement. It was, I think it might have been my largest staging to date. Every room, because I gave the proposal of these are the main areas. This is what we want to highlight. And he went back and forth and he was like, I want every bedroom, every basement bedroom, every
Wow.
extra space. And so we did it all and he did very well.
With some of his furniture as well as some
No,
he had nothing. He got rid of it all.
they moved it all out. It was a
Did they go into
divorce
oh,
situation.
okay.
And so she took everything and we had to bring in every room
Yeah.
full of furniture. But it was good because the home was very traditional and the furnishings were very traditional. And so that would have been that.
It's
So
the
I
house
was
right
able
there.
to bring in the different, the transitional styles to update the look. Between that, the paint, changing out some of the artwork, it really, elevated it and made it more
Young,
transitional and open to many more tastes.
How much inventory do you hold? Like, how many homes worth?
Yeah, how
I
big is your
have
warehouse?
about I sell, I buy, sell, I buy. So I have probably about 5.5 to 6 houses worth of furniture currently.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, that's a living room, a dining room, a master bedroom times 6.
Okay.
It's not like the house you're living in times 6. So
Do you ever buy furniture from sellers who don't want it anymore?
yeah, so from other stagers, I go to estate sales every once in a while. But when you go to estate sales, I can get like a great lamp or something, a great mirror. But I don't want bulky furniture. I like to use like IKEA furniture. IKEA furniture is great. It's lightweight.
It's easier for your workers
It
too.
comes apart and
Yeah.
I can buy like custom. IKEA sells custom slip covers, so I can have one couch in like 3 different colors.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's really a pain in the butt to take it apart and put it all together.
Like
It's
cushion by
no small
cushion?
task. But yeah, like it's you got to take the legs off, you got to take the arms off.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It's
not like the
really-
kind like my grandmother had where it
It's
was
not
just like
those
draped
slip
over
covers.
the couch.
No,
Slip
it is.
covers.
It's like it looks like the couch the way you buy it at
Wow.
IKEA. So I'm taking it apart and putting it on, but it's so much easier to store slip covers than it is to store 3 couches.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I can have it in all those colors and it just makes sense for storage.
Did you start staging because you're also a realtor? Did you start staging your own listings, and this is how you got into the business? Like, what made you? I mean,
So, yeah,
the
I feel
business
like-
itself probably propelled you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like interior design has always been a part of my life. I majored in fashion design, but also courses in interior design. So it was also always a part of my life, but it's not what I did. And so in 2015, I had a change of life, lost my father, closed my business so I could care for him. I'm not going to take this down a sad road, but it did propel me in a different direction. And so I started doing real estate admin and just helping Josh. And I worked for, do you guys know Iftikhar Haq?
Mm-mm.
So I met him at Keller Williams and he said, he goes by Hawk. So he said to me,
Oh, the commercial.
yeah,
Yeah.
commercial
Oh, I
real
know
estate.
Hawk.
So
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
Hawk?
Yeah.
So I was working for him and he said to me, you have an amazing eye. I think you would be an excellent stager. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I kind of blew it off. But Hawk doesn't just say things, right? So the next thing I know, he comes in with this stack of papers and he paid for me to get my certification. So he's like, you're going to go to school.
Wow.
It was just a gift dropped in my lap. And I was like, that was like a gift from God because I was so sad. I was so depressed. Not only did I lose my father, I closed my business. And once my dad passed, I didn't have him to care for anymore. So I kind of lost my sense of purpose because now I didn't have my work. So my previous business was custom clothing and tailoring. I did that for over 20 years.
You're a seamstress too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So from home, I worked from home and I closed that business. And so then I had nothing to do. And Huck literally just dropped these papers on my desk one day. And he was like, it's already paid for. You're going to go to school. You're going to get your certification. And so, of course, I breezed through it. I loved it. I aced it. And next thing I know, like, he was like, you finished? You finished? It was like 6 months later. You finished? You got your certification? I was like, yep. He walks in the next day. He was like, here, call him. It's your first client. Wow. I was like, Huck, what are you talking about? No, I don't have any furniture. No. It'll be great. It'll be great. And I'm like, what do you mean it'll be great? I don't own furniture. And he was like, you'll do it. You'll do it. Just call him. And so I was a good girl and I just called him. I just picked up the phone.
Yeah.
What do you need? What do you want me to do? I went and looked at the property, and the next 2 weeks I just spent purchasing furniture like a mad woman.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. That part I would like.
Mad woman. Purchasing furniture, and Josh by my side, of course, because I need him to move everything for me. Yeah. He's like, where are we putting all this furniture? And so one house from one man. Thank you, Huck.
Shout out to Huck.
Shout out to Huck. He gave me my first customer, and from there, just
Well, he gave you an identity.
He gave me my purpose back, right? Yeah. He really was an answer to prayer in a very sad time of my life.
Oh, that's
and
so nice.
I loved it. I was like, this is like playing Big Girl Dollhouse, right? There's so much more involved in that logistically, but overall,
but the first one,
fun.
When you just had one,
being
manageable.
able to be creative, having that creative outlet. My kids are at school all day. I don't have to be home. I could, you know what I mean? I can go out into the world like an adult. So it was, So my first job was 2016. So I'm 10 years now.
You and your husband, it's amazing. Like if Joe and I did that, we would be fighting the whole time. I wouldn't be fighting. Joe would just be looking defeated, and I would be like, Joe.
Yeah, no, super respectful.
They're amazing. You wouldn't even know they were married.
There's 10 years later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You don't think we did that in the beginning?
Oh, I'm sure.
He was like grinding his teeth, and I'm like, why did you do that?
Just put the rug where I say.
It's a learning
process.
Moving.
You basically move for a living. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most stressful things couples go through. When you're,
there's when I hire movers, there's an element of, okay, I'm not going to torture him today, but he really knows how I think. Like I don't have to draw him the layout anymore. Like he understands where the couch is going to go, where the chairs are going to go. And even my son, when I get to hire my son, like in the summer and on like spring break and stuff like that, I'll hire. He understands. So it's like, I can go to a different room and know that they're going to put the furniture where I want it.
Because I'll say you're fast.
It's a good dynamic.
You're very fast.
Now.
Did a house in Lincroft recently. It was 2,600 square feet. I think you were there for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was... I run too. I run in and out. Literally run in and out of the house.
Even the one you did for me in Homedale, that was like probably 4,000 square feet.
That was longer. We were there for like 4 plus hours,
yeah,
right?
But you did the whole house. All right, not the kids' bedrooms, but like that was a big job. And then you have the takedown too. Takedown's always kind of sad.
It is. It's a victory. Like when I go back and I pack everything and I know everything went well and the seller got what they wanted, the agent got what they want, it's a victory. But now I'm like, okay, on to the next. But yeah.
So the last house we just did, and I didn't do it fast enough, but I have one for you too. But I made them a book, like a Shutterfly book with all the pictures from the house in there. My God, I think she was like crying for days. It was like the greatest gift ever. Yeah.
I thought she was going to move in there.
I think she wanted to. But it was just so beautiful. So you do great work.
Thank you.
You really do fantastic work.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, 100%.
So pleasant, yeah.
Do you do design consulting too, right? A little
bit? Yes. So
yeah.
I do consultations, and like the homeowner, they don't want me to come in and pack their stuff or move their stuff or whatever. I give them a written assessment of everything that needs to be done. So I do that for a lot of agents, because a lot of agents are like, I just want to offer this service for my sellers, but they want to do it themselves. I'm like, okay, but it's
And
going
do
to
they?
be to the letter. I have great homeowners, and then I have homeowners that don't care so much and they still want the same result. But I'll look and I'm like, I'll give them an A. Like, I'll grade them. I'm like, that seller understood the assignment, they get an A. That was exactly what I wanted.
So you go in and
I
check
go in
afterwards.
and I take lots of pictures. Well, no, the marketing photos. I'll see the marketing photos afterwards. And but some people are like, "Oh, thanks for your help."
Yeah,
on your
Stanley, where
way."
did we put that letter? What are we supposed to be doing?
Right. But it is it's very detailed. It's 60 to 90 minutes in the home, and then I go back and do a page by page, room by room, prioritize assessment of everything that needs to be done, that I advise needs to be done. Now, most people are not painting, but they'll fix a little grout here or there, and the step that's wobbly, things like that. Sometimes you'll get them to do, but rearranging the furniture, remaking the beds. I've even shown people how to make beds. It seems kind of silly, right? But I've taught people, this is how you're going to make your bed. We take pictures of every side of the bed.
Oh my gosh.
But honestly, people don't understand that. That's why they go to a hotel and they're like, "Oh,
Wow. I have 3 girls. They all know how to make their bed, and they do a really good job. And they do it as soon as they wake up.
Oh, that's great.
Um,
I have one girl. She's like that.
Yeah,
Boy. Well,
yeah.
actually,
the boys are
just
still
one.
young.
One.
But wow, no one taught them how to make a bed.
I mean, for photos, like
Needs to be tight.
Yeah, you got to have layers. It's got to look like pottery barn.
that's right. That's right. You got to have the layers. You got to have the foofy pillows. You got to,
Yeah.
you just turn it down, like just all those little things. And it makes a difference for the photo, because they're looking at it and they're like, that's nice, master. I want that to be my master.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, like when you walk into the hotel and it's like just right, like
Mhm.
anybody can make a bed, and I'm late for work, make my bed, throw the covers up, throw the pillows on, but it's picture perfect. It makes a difference.
It does.
We're just very, like, as human beings, we just see, we know what we like when we see it.
And it's the gut too. Like your gut. People really rely on that. They don't even really realize it. 7 seconds on a photo though.
Yes.
Crazy.
So.
And 15 seconds in person.
Yeah, usually by the time they pull up to the curb, before they even get to the front door.
Oh, how many times have you gone and they're like, I don't want to go in?
You're like, we're going in.
Oh, you make them go in?
Absolutely. It's very rude not to.
Yeah,
and
we
you know
drove
what?
all the way here. Yeah.
It could be a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have no idea.
For sure.
Everything's fixable. So don't look at the landscape and whatever turned them off. Just
Not
go.
everybody has a green thumb.
Right.
Have you ever sold a house where the people don't want to go in and they bought it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change my tune. They're like, I don't want to go.
No,
All right, time is
for
money.
sure.
Gotta go.
There was a house that I was like, kind of like encouraging them to go see. No. Guess what?
That was the one.
The one they bought.
Right.
Because sometimes they just, I don't know why they might, ex-nay it. It's like, you have nothing to, what do you have to lose? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
You know
Go
what I
see
will
it.
say? You mentioned curb appeal. I think that is something that our investor friends are very much overlooking. They're skipping it. You're skipping it. It's the first thing you see is the outside of the house. Why
Soften the foundation lines.
You invested in the home and then you totally skipped the fence that's like falling down. Like you,
or that 3-gallon juniper that you bought is now up to the second floor windows, right? Or you can't even
That's like your favorite
see,
one.
or you can't get
really
down the
is because
sidewalk. You can't get down the
Right.
sidewalk because the bushes
Right.
are...
And I'm walking on the grass just for like the appointment because your plants are so encroaching.
Because I think in
everywhere
Homedale in
else.
Middletown, a lot of people just go in the garage. They don't even see the front of the house sometimes.
They don't, but I do that.
Yeah.
Come outside.
You
let's
gotta
go
walk
across the
it.
street. Mm-hmm.
This is what people
Do
are
you
want
want to touch this doorbell? Because I really don't.
Yeah.
I saw a spider girl on the back. I'm not touching it again. It's just, and yes, you're right. People come through the garage, but now you have to teach them to look at the house with fresh eyes. It's like blink, right? And then open it up and see the house with fresh eyes because that's how the body's going to see it.
including the front door that
And
you may never
yes.
go in and out of.
Right.
That's cracking.
And
That's,
Mm-hmm.
No, it's curb appeal. Curb appeal is so greatly missed, I think. Maybe not by the homeowner, but by our investor friends
Mm-hmm.
quite often. And that it just baffles me. I'm like, this is part of it. It's all part of it. This is the cover photo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is the first thing we're seeing.
Details.
You don't want somebody to
details.
say, never mind, I don't want to go in. Because
Yeah, it looks a
inside
little
it's all
scary.
brand new.
Right.
Especially
Well,
when it's a
scary.
fix and flip. If the
Yeah.
outside looks bad, you think like, what do they cut corners on the inside?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. It's a dead giveaway. And I don't love that a lot of investors will use me for that reason to distract. I don't want to give away people's secrets over here, but like, yeah, I like to elevate and enhance, not hide.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hi, you know what? It's usually revealed. We were looking at a house. I guess we were already under contract. Maybe it was at the inspections. It was a while ago. But they put new siding up all outside the house, but they put it up over on top of the old, disgusting, I don't know, wood or whatever it was, that when you leaned up against the house, it was like, wait, what was that just came down? Yeah, cancel that deal right away. Because, wow, if you're going to do that on the exterior of the house, like, how'd that even...
They had a building permit for that?
They must have.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to give away the town, but they must have, and the house eventually sold, but it wasn't with us. But my point in saying that is when you could see where they cut corners, then
That's a
you're
big one.
really scary. Well, it was. When you're really, what can't we see?
I was just going to say that. If this is what we can see,
Yeah.
what's going on
Yeah.
where we can't
How many
see?
live wires are there,
That's it.
behind the walls
That's
or something?
it. Do we
Like, you
even want to
just-
get involved in that?
No.
Right.
We run
Yeah.
because there's another house.
For sure. Something else I wanted to say, when a house feels like a home, buyers will intuitively reprioritize their favorites in their mind, right? So if you take them to see 3 or 4 homes,
Yeah.
the ones that feel like a home, you could take them to see a vacant one, a cluttered one, a staged one, and they reprioritize that in their minds, even in photos.
Wow.
So they have their mental and emotional favorites.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. And it starts with the staging that then
Yeah.
becomes the photos.
And they sell like 64% faster or something like
70%.
that?
They spend 70% less time on the market than unstaged homes. I like this one. In a survey of over 3,500 homes, more than 50% sold for 10% higher on average. So with the scale being between 5 and 15% higher, the median being 10%, with the highest showing in some luxury markets 23% higher than unstaged homes.
Oh, I believe that. I really do.
For sure.
Just from my own experience,
for
too.
sure.
Just especially when you have something that's just not getting picked up by the market and then you stage it. It just gobbles it right up.
Yeah.
So
It seems so easy, right? It's like, why can't people see that? They have to experience it first before they become a believer sometimes. You like, trust me, just trust me, just trust me.
I do
And
have a lot
sometimes
of
they do,
clients
but-
that have said so often, we're going to try it without staging, and then we'll call you if we need you. And then 3 months later, I get the phone call. And
then
it's a
it's like,
shame
"We need it
because
tomorrow."
you lost 3 months.
Or they
You
might
lost
wind
3
up
months.
selling the house, but maybe they could have sold it for more.
right.
oh, they
Right?
definitely
Faster,
could've.
definitely 3 months faster.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
a lot of
for
carrying
sure.
costs.
Yeah.
So
Or just the money that they leave on the table because they didn't get the excitement from the market, which then brings the multiple offers and just naturally drives the price up.
Yep.
where do you service? So if a realtor sees you on this and wants to, where are your service areas?
So Ocean, Monmouth are my main priority. Middlesex, I do a lot, and I'll venture out to like Mercer,
Okay.
but I try not to.
Understood.
It's far.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And the streets they don't work well with big trucks and like when you're going to some smaller.
I moved out of my
street towns.
Manhattan apartment in a big U-Haul. I understand the small streets.
Yep.
Took off a couple mirrors.
Yeah.
And then where can people find you? We know your Instagram. I mean, everything will be underneath, but just so people are listening.
Yes. So Instagram, Facebook, and www.taylordesignhomes.com. I think it's still under construction. I have to just check on it. I was supposed to launch the first of the year, but it'll just say under construction.
Okay.
You
Great.
can get me.
And the handle is Taylor Design Homes as well?
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys so much.
Love
for
having
I
you.
mean, we really
Yes.
love working with you, both of us individually. So
Well, I'm happy.
you
to
have our
work for you.
endorsement.
For
Thank
sure,
you so
100%.
much. I greatly appreciate it more than I can say.
And Josh is lovely too.
Thank you. He is. He is kind of lovely.
He was. He was great to work with. So it was just a really, really, wonderful experience each and every time.
And your son too. What's your son's name?
Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah and
I had I think you met my nephew.
Yes.
Okay. Because my son has a few friends. My daughter has a few friends. The college guys. And
For sure.
So when they're back in the area, everybody's looking to make some fast cash. So
Let 'em do it.
I employ all the
Great
all the
labor
kids.
pool.
Yeah. If
Great
I
thing to
can.
do.
So.
Yeah. Well, listen, we wish you continued success. You've been saved, so many things with us over the years. So we love working with you. So thank you.
Thank you guys so much for your support. Truly appreciate it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks.